Mr. Ashcroft, welcome back. You knew Jim Comey?
Pardon me. Yes, indeed, I did.
You trusted him?
He was the Deputy Attorney General as well as the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York.
You trusted him with the top job in your department?
I asked him to help administer justice at the Department of Justice.
Yeah. You respected him?
Yes, I did.
Can you vouch for this department's prosecution of him for lying to Congress or for the process that was performed?
I'm not in a position, I don't know all the facts. I'm not in a position to comment on pending investigations or prosecutions.
Can you vouch for this department's prosecution of him for posting a picture of the numbers 8647 or the process that led to that?
My response would certainly have to be the same as it is for any prosecution. I'm not a part of the department now. I'm not fully informed of its factual basis or for the considerations it's made in bringing prosecutions.
What are your views today of Mr. Comey's character and merits?
I'm not going to start to discuss the character and merits of individuals, especially those who are standing in a position of responding to charges from the Justice Department. I can respond to what I believed during the time I served as Attorney General and when he served with me, and his service to me and I believe to the United States at that time was commendable and honorable.
What is OPR in the Department of Justice?
I believe it's Office of Professional Responsibility.
Yeah, and what is its role?
Its role is to encourage individuals in the department to act in compliance with and in conformity with the rules of ethics and responsibility.
And did you respect the role of the Office of Professional Responsibility when you were Attorney General?
I certainly did. I hope that they would advise me properly to keep me out of trouble.
If the Office of Professional Responsibility were functionally disabled by an administration in the Department of Justice, what message would that send to the line prosecutors?
I'm not in a position to comment on a hypothetical of disabling. And when you say functionally disabled, I think that requires an assumption of what does functionally disabled mean. I personally, it's a hypothetical to which I just am unable to respond.
But you do agree that OPR does an important job and has an important role and is important to the Department of Justice in the performance of its duties?
I certainly respected the department's operation, including OPR, at the time of my opportunity to serve as Attorney General of the United States.
While you were Attorney General, were there procedures that took place when judicial findings of prosecutorial misconduct or dishonesty occurred?
I have to say I don't remember charges of prosecutorial misconduct and that I dealt with.
Yeah, they were pretty scarce until now. It was pretty unusual to have judges say that arguments were made in bad faith, that arguments were made as pretexts, that arguments were disingenuous, that arguments were shoddy or terrible, that the department was losing or sacrificing its credibility, that the department was disrespecting orders of the court, that the department had lied or was engaged in sham, that there was willful and intentional noncompliance or willful disregard of court orders, that department lawyers were contemptuous or that their behavior and arguments were unconscionable. To me, those are red flag words. I was a United States attorney, and if my federal court had used those words about my line attorneys, there would have been some follow-up. And I expect that in your department, if those kind of words were used, there'd at least be some preliminary follow-up. And if it were serious, there might actually be a review by the Office of Professional Responsibility. Does that sound like what likely would have happened during your day?
I was only admonished at one time that I remember by a court for having commented on evidence. I thought it was pretty good evidence. I think I just said pretty good evidence. And
Yeah, I didn't mean you.
Time,
I meant your line prosecutors.
At that time, I decided that I needed to be more careful about my remarks.
Yeah. No, my question.
My remarks were safeguarded and carefully made.
Yeah.
And frankly, I might add more carefully made than the remarks of some of the judicial officers who have been, who while very concerned about the Justice Department, seem to be willing to themselves engage in political considerations, which I didn't think were appropriate for the judiciary. So maybe there's a problem that's broader than we would otherwise recognize.
Well, you've changed the topic a little bit to your own comments and the response to that, which is fine. I appreciate that you've said that. But my question had to do with when criticisms like that are leveled against department lawyers, there is ordinarily some kind of a process or review that takes place. They're not just brushed off. That is correct, is it not?
It's certainly the reason that the Office of Professional Responsibility exists, to safeguard against things that are not responsibly done or undertaken in a way that discredits the department. Public confidence in the department is very important.
Indeed.
And the rule of law, guided by the Constitution, is at the foundation of our safeguarding liberties. And I take that seriously. I believe that with all my heart when I served, and I believe it today.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Ashcroft, welcome back. You knew Jim Comey?
Pardon me. Yes, indeed, I did.
You trusted him?
He was the Deputy Attorney General as well as the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York.
You trusted him with the top job in your department?
I asked him to help administer justice at the Department of Justice.
Yeah. You respected him?
Yes, I did.
Can you vouch for this department's prosecution of him for lying to Congress or for the process that was performed?
I'm not in a position, I don't know all the facts. I'm not in a position to comment on pending investigations or prosecutions.